The Super Monkey Ball series has been known to have some difficult stages, which got me to thinking, which Super Monkey Ball stages would I actually consider the hardest?
It's no surprise when you make a game like Super Monkey Ball, not every stage is going to be amazing. Designing a stage is hard work, and it's hard to tell what's going to be considered too easy or too challenging to the player. So more likely than not, there'll be some stages that aren't very good.
And since I want to give my personal opinion on the subject, I'll be making my list of the top 10 hardest classic era Super Monkey Ball stages. The classic era means any game made using the game's original logo, which means games like Banana Blitz and Onward won't count, because to be honest, they would just fill up the entire list. Thanks to SomeBoredHuman for giving me some of the footage for this video because I don't have a capture card. So without further ado, let's go!
Quick disclaimer, this list is my opinion, so please don't get offended. So imagine this, you've been playing through Super Monkey Ball Jr. and you finally unlock all the minigames. Then all of a sudden you get the option to buy something called Master. It turns out it's a gauntlet of stages that takes place in a world made of fire. And after making your way through it, you finally make it to the final stage of the game. Master 5 is truly the ultimate test of your patience. First of all, you have to know the trick to get over gaps in this game, otherwise you won't even pass the beginning of the stage. Then after that, you have to carefully make your way down skinny wavy platforms. Repeat 3 times and the stage is over. This stage is no pushover. If you haven't mastered the controls, good luck. This one isn't very high on the list because once you make it past the very first section of wavy platforms, the stage becomes way more manageable. But overall, still a very challenging stage. On the other hand, Palpitation is the opposite. After finally unlocking Studio 1 in Super Monkey Ball Touch 'em All, which requires going into both of the red goals and collecting 206 bananas, which is very tedious by the way. After beating that world, you finally unlock the final world of the game, Mess Mosh, the final stage of which being Palpitation. So you might be thinking that they will give you a stage that tests to see how good of a player you are. Nope. They just give you a dumb stage that requires you to use one of those launch pads from Super Monkey Ball 2 and try to land into a tiny moving bowl. Not only is trying to land this thing insanely hard, most of the time you make it to a launch pad that's close enough, the Super Bowl is already too far away and moves out of the way just enough for you to completely miss. So overall, this stage is kind of a mess. Dizzy System is a stage that doesn't need an introduction. If you know anything about Super Monkey Ball 2, then you'll most likely know about the stage. The goal of the stage is simple, make your way through a series of spinning circles to get into the goal, but the execution of doing that is almost impossible. The circles tend to bounce your monkey while trying to get to the goal, usually in the wrong direction. There is no possible strategy for this stage. The only hope you have is to run in blindly and hope that you make it. Not to mention the glitch that sends you into space. It's like the stage is showing its dominance over you. The stage designers must have run out of ideas for stages at this point. The only reason why it's so low on the list is because the stage has a more random nature to it, so they don't consider it as hard as some other stages. Master 5 and Super Monkey Ball Jr. may have been a test of patience, while Expert 30 is the ultimate test of skills in the entire game. This stage has it all: spinning platforms, skinny rotating bridge platforms, ramps, and even skinny spike platforms. You never get a break. There's always something they have to actively overcome, all with no room for mistake. If you waste any second and make one wrong movement, you fall off the skinny platform. It is truly one of the most insane levels in the entire series. There is nothing like it. And the feeling you get when you finally beat it, it feels like you just ran a marathon. If I had to say what the most iconic Super Monkey Ball stage was, then it would have to be Expert 7 from Super Monkey Ball 1, also known as Exam C for Play Deluxe. Everyone who grew up with this game recognizes this stage. It is the biggest difficulty curve in the whole series. It starts with a straight line upwards, then there's a skinny hill that's hard to get over, usually requiring going to the edge of the platform to get enough speed. Then a skinny staircase that's easy to get bounced off if you gain too much momentum, and a checkerboard that's annoying to get across unless you rush it. Finally, the highlight of the whole stage, a long skinny platform that twists and turns. This platform is what killed the whole stage. Not only is this thing very easy to fall off, you can't even take your time, because if you do then the timer will run out. The only way to pass the stage is pure luck unless you're some kind of god. Domes is probably one of the most underhated levels in the whole series. This stage is the long skinny platform covered in domes. You try to run forward to skip the stage like Randomizer, but no, you end up getting flung off the stage. So then you try to take your time, but it takes forever and you end up falling off anyway. So now you wonder how the heck you're supposed to pass the stage. Well, to be honest, it's just luck. The only way I pass the stage is to run forward and hope I manage to get to the goal. I really don't know how the developers expected the player to pass the stage. You know what the worst part is? The stages in Advanced's extra stages. Yeah, that's right, the stage is apparently supposed to be just fine to the average player. Well, as far as I'm concerned, the stage isn't. Super Monkey Ball 2's Master may have some hard stages, but by far the one that's my least favorite is Sliced Cheese. This stage starts out not seeming that bad. Going for the first cheese hole is quite manageable, but the second one is almost impossible. There's only one hole your monkey can actually fit through, but the timing is extremely precise. You also need a certain amount of speed or you're not going to make it. So the stage ends as being you bouncing between both of the wheels until by some miracle you actually make it through. All by the time it drains, there's a very high chance you aren't going to make it. If you somehow get bounced back through the first cheese hole, it's game over. You might as well just restart the stage. You don't even feel that great when you pass it. You just feel angry you had to go for the stage at all. Super Monkey Ball 1's Master Mode was like a dream to most, because getting it was insanely hard, requiring completing the entirety of Super Monkey Ball 1's Expert Mode and its extra stages without using one continue. It was safe to say it wasn't exactly easy, so it's no surprise they would throw in a stage that tests all of your skills. This stage could only be described as insane. It starts with an insanely high skinny ramp that would make Exam C jealous. Then you go to some fast moving small diagonal tiles until you reach an extremely steep spiral to the goal. It's definitely a lot to handle in one sitting. The only reason the stage isn't high is because there's a speedrun trick that skips half the stage, but this doesn't stop the stage from being ridiculous to endure. For those who aren't aware, Super Monkey Ball was originally an arcade machine named Monkey Ball. You had to control the game with a banana-shaped joystick, which from what I heard makes the game significantly harder to play. There weren't too many differences from the console release, but one of the major ones is that there was only one master stage. The stage is now known as Bridge Master, and the stage is one of the most stressful in the entire game. You have to traverse a long winding platform that slowly gets skinnier, to the point where this one minuscule input could cause you to fail, all while using the banana joystick, and the timer looms over adding more stress. By the time you reach the final stretch, you have seconds left. The beam of light slowly taunting and guiding you towards the goal. In fact, there was only one video on YouTube of someone beating it. It was made by Scott Kessler, which I'll link so you can see it. This stage is truly a beast to conquer. Now it's time for the good old honorable mentions, because if I didn't mention these, someone would murder me. Alpha Pop from Super Monkey Ball 2. This stage is challenging for advanced, but once you get down it isn't too horrible to beat, although I can see where they're coming from. Expert 19 from Super Monkey Ball Jr. I've seen people get really aggravated by the stage. That's mainly because they don't know you can hold down the A button to move faster, allowing you to pass the stage. Besides that, the stage is still hard, but not as hard as Master 5. Okay, it's finally time to discuss what I believe the hardest stage is, and surprise surprise, it's Helix. This stage is the definition of pain. Amusement Vision decided in Super Monkey Ball 2 that they would start implementing spherical stages into a game where you play as a ball, leading to several stages that are known for being extremely hard to play, the highlight of which being Helix. This stage is a large circular coaster where you have to very carefully ascend downward and go into the goal. But the problem is you very easily fall off, being that you are a round object, so because of how long the stage is, you are guaranteed to fall off at some point. The only way people have managed to pass the stage is we would take the green goal and synchronize, which is very hard by the way, or attempt to fall off the stage and hope you land in one of the goals. If you ask anyone who the hardest stage in this game is, I guarantee they would say Helix. That's how well known the stage is. And with that, that's what I think that the hardest classic era Super Monkey Ball stages are. I'd like to hear your opinions on my choices, and maybe in the future I'll make a video on the hardest Dark Age Monkey Ball stages. You know that list would be very hard to make. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.